Hi, human beings. What's good? Good evening. Or should I say good morning? Or should I say good afternoon? This is a late good evening from London, England, but you know what they say, better late than never. Before I start off, smash the thumbs up like button, smash the share button. Help me to fill your messages, your reviews, your opinions in my comment section below. And I think this is coming. Excuse me. Make sure you smash the fine subscribe button for me. Yeah, let's pump up the subscribe numbers for me. Yeah, I'm close to 100 subscribers, so let's keep smashing it up. Yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, what I expect from Mikel Arteta next season. Now, last season we finished 8th, which is the lowest we finished for a very long time. We have not performed well this season in the league. We will not talk about the West Ham game from a positive point of view. We can talk about the West Ham comeback. We never won the game. Yeah, we drew the game. We got a point out of it. Okay. But for me, it does not paper nowhere near the cracks. Or should I say nowhere near over the cracks. It has been a shocking season. For Mikel Arteta next season, well, he's got to finish above 8. Yeah, he took over in December 2019. From 2019 to May of last year, we're FA Cup winners, finishing 8th. We were floating in mid-table then. Now this season we've been floating 6 places above the relegation zone. Yeah. After a fresh start in the league, 6 points. And looking upwards, but we've been sinking at the table ever since the barren run. We've failed in the transfer window through not much fault of his own. That's down to the owners, or Stan Kroenke and the board of directors. And the football at times has been atrocious to watch. Boring, no rhythm, no flow, no identity to it. And let's be real, Arteta will take some of the blame because he has been picking the likes of Bellerin, Kolasinac, Xhaka, Ceballos, Mustafi. He's been picking these players to do a job for him. Even last season, I see Socrates at the decline of his career at Arsenal. He was just never going to cope. Someone like him. But I wish him all the best of luck at Olympiacos. Still wish him all the best, even though we've knocked them out. They came over to the Emirates and won, but wishing him all the best. And there's a lot of things going on. Oh, I didn't introduce myself. I am DLG Reppin, yeah? That's Delhi, London, Guna. Otherwise Reppin spelled Romeo, Echo, Papa, Indigo, November. So, going back to what I was saying about Socrates, he was our best defender under the Emery era, but he lost his way. Our best defender this season right now is Gabriel Magalhaes, without a shadow of a doubt. This guy is going on to world-class status. This guy finds the consistency in his game. If he's picked, then he's the best defender we have at the club. Best centre half we have at the club. David Luiz He's put in some strong, reasonable performances, but he's not the answer on the long term. The long-term answer is the guy who should not have been out on loan this season, because he was out on loan last season. His name's William Saliba. I question the decision of the management to allow him to go out on loan, because the defenders alongside him, other than Lewis having a strong, reasonable season, or reasonable games, but not a good season, excuse me, you have Rob Holding, who's just not going to cut it. And the other centre half alongside Vic Michaelis, the other centre half that we don't play alongside Michaelis, and I'm open to the idea of playing him alongside Michaelis, that's Gabriel Michaelis and Mari. Mari's been solid since he's moved from Flamengo. Excuse me, pardon me. Right, I feel that we need a fresh start. You know, this season has been a complete sack of shit. Just not fucking good enough. And I'm fucking frustrated again. You know, why can't we be challenging for the Champions League places? We are Arsenal Football Club, not Slough Town Football Club, not Barnet Football Club, not whatever football club. We are Arsenal Football Club. And our high standards we're not meeting. If we were to get into the Champions League with this current squad, we would really, really struggle to the point where we'll be lucky to drop out of the Europa League if that to be the case, because Aubameyang this season, he's carried the team for 2 years, but for me, he's not that guy this season. Just not that guy. And he thinks he can continuously get away with turning up late for match day. Well, he was sadly mistaken, and Mikel Arteta stamped his authority. Big respect for Mikel Arteta for making that decision. Some will say a brave decision. Some would say if we had lost because we didn't have Aubameyang. That's so much. That's just fucking bollocks. If we had lost because we did not play well as a team, not we did not play well as an individual, one individual does not play well, then we lose. Fuck off. That one individual that don't play well, he gets subbed up. He gets substituted off the pitch. I don't matter. I don't business who the fuck it is. If he doesn't play well, he gets substituted off the pitch. Fact. And for me, this season, I just want it to end. Yet again, it's a wasted season for my part, and I want to start off the new season with a fresh start. Because come this December of next season, up until February, I want us to be in contention of making the qualification for the Champions League next season, or a European place, if that. And another thing, I couldn't give a fuck about finishing above Tottenham or whatnot, as long as we make a European place. But the thing is, as long as we make the Champions League place, that is where the bar is. That Champions League of all high standards. That's where we want to be. Because fans come back into the stadium next season, and it would be nice to reward them, and myself included, Champions League football. That's what we deserve. And can you reward us that? Well, Mikel Arteta's got a big job, and he understands that this is a result business industry. He has to understand that if we finish below 8th next season, his job will come beyond scrutiny. It will go beyond scrutiny to the point where the board will make a decision to look and appoint a new manager at the helm. I want Mikel Arteta to do well. I know there's fellow Arsenal fans out there, like myself, that want him. Well, some want him to go, some question whether he's the man for the job. We will never know. He's a guy who had no relative experience before taking the Arsenal job. I honestly wish he could have said no at the start, at the time, and at the start. I wish he could have said no, and I would have understood. We needed to go out and get an experienced manager, and yet Raul Sanlihi, why did he fuck us up? The same guy who stopped David O'Leary from being involved in the boardroom. A man who's made the most Arsenal appearances as a footballer and defender in the history of our football club. He gets rejected by a guy who hasn't got the tradition and the culture of Arsenal, of being an Arsenal fan or a player. Glad that we got rid of him in the end. To think that I thought he was going to make us special with young, special, talented footballers. But then again, Swin Middleton was meant to be the man for that job. I wouldn't be surprised if Raul Sanlihi got rid of him. But let's talk about the team, yeah? Yeah, let's talk about the team. I mean, our strongest 11, we can compete with anyone in that league on our day. The squad depth, that's where we're lacking. And for me, if Kieran Tierney has a bad game, you drop him. Who do you play? The only person you could play is Cedric Suarez, and he should be the number one right back. Or you go with Chambers at right back for the sake of it. Well, I'm not saying that he isn't good enough in that position. He has played well. That's just one big game he had. One big good game he had. But he's not a right back, Chambers. So we're fucked there. On the left-hand side of the defence, or the back four. For me, I say Arsenal, or Arsenal need to address that situation at left back. Kieran Tierney's going to need someone who can cover him, an actual left back, because he may get injured at some point of next season. We don't know. And say if he does get injured, it will happen. It's part of the reality. Injuries in football is part of the reality. It's part of the makeup, and it will happen. I just hope, for the almighty's sake, Arsenal go and strengthen in that position and strengthen that right back, because I can't wait to get rid of Bellerin. If we can get rid of Bellerin for what the asking price is, let's do it. And as for the two loanies, Matt Ryan and Martin Odegaard, let's sign them up. Let's sign them up. It might cost us 40. Odegaard might cost us 40, 50 million, but he'll be worth every penny. Let's go out and get Matt Ryan. Let's go out and get a beautiful midfield partner alongside Partey. And let's go out and get a striker. We may have to get a striker. Or does Mikel Arteta have plans for Folarin Balogun to play a part in the first team, to be part of the first team? I'm all open for it. I'm all open for it, and I'm prepared to give him time, Folarin Balogun. But one thing I have to say about the guy, about the young man, he has to help himself. When given the opportunities, he's got to express himself, make sure he's hungry to stay in the team, and make sure if there's golden opportunities, he's got to be taking them. He's got to be seen to be taking these chances, because the more he is seen not taking these chances and firing blanks, the pressure will be built on the Arsenal attack, and it comes back to the management yet again. So following Balogun, I have no doubt that he will be a star for Arsenal. Let's get him on a longer deal. There is a talent and very much promises in abundance for following Balogun. It's just down to him now to really convince Arteta that he deserves to be at the club for the long haul. And speaking of our youngsters as well, Emile Smith-Rowe, he will be part of our club for a long haul. He's got to prove that in training, make the manager have a headache, you know. Gabriel Martinelli, how has he not played as many Premier League games this season? I do not know for the life of me. This is a guy who got 10 goals all season in competition for an 18-year-old. That is pretty phenomenal. But yet, he does not get to start games because he's made a fucking mistake there. He's fucked himself over by playing Willian to prove a point. That's part of the reason why we're struggled in the league this season. Giving out sentiment to players who does not deserve the sentiment. Willian, is he good enough overall? No. To the end of next season, we're going to have to find a way of getting rid of him. 200,000 a week. Alright, it's not as much as Ozil's income at the time. It's not as much as what Aubameyang is getting, but it's still a hell of a lot of money to fork out for a 32, 33-year-old who's coming towards the business end of his career. And let's face it, his best days are at Chelsea. You can't see him producing the goods at Arsenal. He's not going to be the main man. He's not going to be one of the main men. Let's be real. And, right, talking about Mikel Arteta now, defensively, in the league, we've had the fourth best defence in the league, but you wouldn't recognise that against West Ham in the first half hour of that game. We were a fucking shambles. An absolute complete shambles. And it's just embarrassing to see us defend the way we defended. Bernd Leno, I'm going to touch on Bernd Leno. Mikel Arteta, I'm asking you a question about Bernd Leno. How many times is he going to make complete rickets after rickets before you decide to make a decision on him? Before you decide to make a decision for what's best for the team? Because if he's not performing at his full and max potential, then what the fuck is the point? I'm asking questions here. I don't know. But for me, Mikel Arteta, the pressure's going to be on you next season. I'll tell you this for free. There is no escaping the excuses. There is no escaping your consequences if we do not end up in a position come January where we're not challenging for European places and we're a long way away from the top 6, never mind the top 4. If we're closer to the top 4, I would understand why the board and the majority of the fans back you to do the job. But if we're far away from the European places, sorry, the vast majority of the fans will not put up with it for next season. It cannot continue. You've got to understand, picking players on poor form, paying them sentiment, or picking your favourite players, as some fans would assume or prejudge, it is just not on, and you cannot keep doing it. Otherwise, these are the ingredients for you to lose your job, and you will end up losing your job in the near future. You wasn't the first name. After all, let's be truthful. You was not the first man or name on the wish list, on the Gunners fans wish list. Allegri, Simeone were the top two names that we were after. Possibly Mourinho, for that matter. You was not that guy. All right. You've come in. You steadied the ship a little bit. That was in your first. That was in your first half of the season. You've won us an FA Cup trophy. Granted, you've won a Community Shield under your belt. That's a pre-season friendly, the week before the season kicks off. I appreciate if you can win us another trophy, but you've sabotaged the FA Cup tie against Southampton. I could have done with a cup run there. You did not pick a strong enough team to compete with City, but, even if you did, we're always somehow getting violated by City. And there was no game plan that night. Because we were violated. And I mean violated with a capital V. But for me, Mikel, you've got to come to your criticism and face up to your demons. Because next season, I don't think there's any getting away with another shit season in the league where we're struggling to finish 10th. And that's what we're doing right now this season. We're struggling to finish 10th. Yes, VAR has messed us up, but it can mess up anybody. It's messed up most of the teams. Excuse me. All I'm saying is for next season, Mikel Arteta, improvement in the league. That's the bread and butter for me. That's got to be the be-all end-all for us. The league, we've got to improve our league positioning. And we've got to compete with the better teams above us next season. Otherwise, you could be facing your P45. And I don't want that for you. I like you. I see the plans you've got for Arsenal. But well, I don't give you all the blame. I blame the board more, and I'm going to talk about the board. And this is it. This is what fucks me off about our board of directors. There's not enough ambition being shown, and no ambition at all has been shown. And if you want Arsenal to improve their league position, then you've got to back Mikel Arteta. I think he deserves to be backed. And if you can't trust him to spend the money that you want to give him, then there's no point. There's no point in Mikel Arteta working for Arsenal Football Club as management then, isn't it? He more or less might as well just walk away from the job. But if you want to back him, then do it. Stop the fucking about. Back him. If he wants certain players, make the deal happen. What the fuck are you lot paid for? To piss about. We've got ambitions, strong ambitions into getting back into the Champions League in the near future. And I don't see why we can't accomplish that. It's all down to you. Because you will come under fans' pressure. And as for Mikel Arteta, he knows what he has to do in his job. But it's down to you guys to back him. Anyway, I've said what I said about the Arsenal, about Mikel Arteta and the board and the players. And I said a little bit about the fan base. So I'm going to wrap it up and say, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, if you support Arsenal or you're a fan of football, allow me to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for for tuning in, and always thank you for putting up with me. Yeah, even though I'm late, but you know what they say, better late than never. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up like button abundantly. Smash the share button to your friends and your relatives, especially for those all over the world who are watching this. Smash the, well, before I say smash the other buttons, yeah, flood the comment section with your thoughts and your opinions. And I'll leave you with this question, Arsenal fans. Who would you like to see who would you like to see at Arsenal next season, and why? Leave it in the comment section below. Other than that, I'm going to say good night. And oh yes, before I say that, smash the subscribe button for me by subscribing to me as DLG Reppin, your host, your guy, the one and only. Other than that, I'm out of here. It's a late one. I'm going to be going to bed shortly, so I'm going to say good night and sweet dreams and rest well. And always stay safe. Good morning, if it's good morning wherever you are around the world, or some parts of the world it could be good afternoon. So allow me to say good afternoon from London, England, because we're in the evening now. Peace again, love again, and bless again. As always, be nice.